I spent an entire afternoon stuck alone in the forest. I was headed to a historical cave and waterfall at the edge of the Nandi hills. The tough battle with the mud in the forest resulted in some mechanical challenges. But that was not about to stop me from enjoying my adventures. This is Nandi Hills. So right now I'm in a place called Nabukoi. I'm about to branch off from the Nakuru Eldoret highway and head towards the forest. So this is where we branch off. If you have never been along this road, this is the Nakuru to Eldoret road. But then if you branch off here, you'll be heading to Kapsabet. So this is the Kapsabet road, and past Kapsabet you will get to Chavakali or something, and Kakamega side. So we are now completely off tarmac until tomorrow, I think. Yeah, I'm almost at the forest. The roads here look like they don't want to exist. So this is gazetted as the North Chindiret Forest. The locals call it Cheboror Forest or Kipkurere Forest, I think. Our campsite should be on the other side of this forest. I am not even sure if it's a campsite. I think I need to engage four-wheel drive at this point. Let's see how bad the road gets. If not, we will just keep going like this. I picked a very wrong season to come this way. And we are stuck. I need to engage four-wheel drive, but let me try one more time. Yeah, no, that is not going to work. So let me quickly engage four-wheel drive. That is where I was stuck. But I think I need to turn to the left and go through that hole. I knew I was up for a challenge, but as I went deeper into the forest, the road kept getting worse. This was going to be interesting. I soon encountered an innocent-looking water puddle that was hiding deeper secrets. A few meters in, and I was stuck. My only option was to go back. Yeah, oh, I'm stuck. So I tried going that way, but I sank like a rock. After a second attempt, and without learning my lesson, I decided to go in for a third attempt. This time, with more power and more strategy. Well, that wasn't very smart, was it? Don't mind me, I'm just stuck alone in the forest. But you should get yourself a new car. With up to 100% end-to-end bank financing from top financiers in the country, you can get yourself a new motor vehicle from Ultra Unique Motors. If you also need a direct import of a new vehicle from Japan, Ultra Unique Motors has you covered. Any vehicle you need can be imported. They will cover your paperwork. They will handle everything from the importation to the registration. They got you covered. Ultra Unique Motors is the place to go. So if you have a car that you're selling, you can bring it to Ultra Unique Motors along Kiambu Road, and they can sell the car on your behalf. If you're looking to do the same adventures that I do, we don't really need a built-out car like the one I have. Any car here can get you to very unique places around the country. This can take you to Chulu Hills. If you have seen my video on Chulu Hills, you can get there with a Mazda. All these vehicles have their levels of adventure, and you can get whatever fits your budget and whatever fits your style of adventure. Reach out to Ultra Unique Motors and get yourself some new wheels. Well, not just the wheels, the entire car. What are you waiting for? Get yourself a new car from Ultra Unique Motors. For salaried individuals, you can get a car with 0% deposit and get financed by top financiers in the country. Kuja ujitafutie gari from Ultra Unique Motors KE located in Kiambu Road at Total Ridgeways, Suite C5. I can only blame myself for going into a road that is only used by tractors. So let's try winching and then we'll see what the place looks like. I think I should also put on the boots. This is how bad the situation is. Held up by the stomach. So I have my tow up here. I'm going to extend the winch and winch myself out of the bad situation. So this should be enough to hold me. So let's see. Just wait for the car to pass by. Nice. So this other tree is working. The other one was kind of giving up on me. The differential was dragging in the ground, so I was completely bottomed out. That was crazy. So let's keep going and see if we'll have better luck ahead. I had not even moved a few meters further when I started sinking into another mud hole. Well, time to winch again. So that was a lot of work. I finally managed to get out of the sticky situation. Let's hope the road gets better because that was crazy. There's a sinking bridge. So this is very risky. This bridge is kind of sinking. But I think if I stick to the other edge, should be able to make it. It was getting late and I was still halfway through the forest. Time was of the essence. I was trying my best not to get stuck again and make sure I get out of the forest before darkness rolls in. I was cruising nicely until I got to this section. Steep, muddy, and with a type of grass that made sure I had no traction. I was up for another challenge. I was stuck. Again. So after a few tries and some help from a local old man, I was able to get out, but the challenge was not over yet. I had to endure another 200 meters of the same terrain. Soon enough, I got to a rocky section and things got much easier. So I finally made it out of the bad section. It was like a steep section with like a lot of grass. And in my hurry and how slippery the roads were, I was so close to being one with the trees. And as I made it to the last river crossing, I realized the car wasn't moving right. Something was wrong with the Pelican. I had broken something. I checked, and it was one of the U-bolts under the car that holds in the axles that was broken. The edge of the forest was less than a kilometer away, so I decided to keep moving and do the fix once I get to camp. This is around 7 p.m. I am finally out of the forest. I met this nice gentleman who helped me navigate a very tricky section near a tea plantation. I had finally made it. This is the Gabunat caves. This was around 8 p.m. I thought my challenges for the day were finally over, but nope, the universe had something else in mind. It turns out the place only allows camping if you pre-book at least 2 days earlier, so I was out of luck. My only option was to find a place to sleep in the nearby town and see if I could come back here tomorrow to visit the caves and the waterfall. I woke up early the next day to assess the damage and fix the broken U-bolt. The good thing is I always carry spare U-bolts with me, so the fix was rather easy. One of the tires was also slightly damaged by the broken U-bolt, so I had to replace that with a spare tire. And soon enough, everything was all fixed and ready to go. I also found these interesting wild fruits. Very delicious. They taste better than apples in my opinion. It was time to go back and visit the Gabunat cave and waterfall. So right now I'm in a place, I think it's called Gabunat. I'm going to go along that forest and see if I can get back to the caves before I proceed from there. I made it to the edge of the forest and I can see all the way down to Nandi hills. Very nice. I found a smaller waterfall along the way and it had a really amazing view from the top. So right now I'm in a place called Cabbage, Mango Beach. I'm so close to the caves.
Hey, my friend, I like your table.
I don't know which road I'm supposed to take, but I have chosen to take the most forested road. Let me follow the person and see if this is the correct route. I'm very lost at the moment, and I don't want to trace back that way. So I'll just follow the way the guy went and see if I can get out that way, and then go back to the cave. So the cave is up this way. There's a cave and the waterfall. I wasn't able to access the caves and the caves and the waterfall. You have to write an official letter because the place is part of the tea estate. So you have to write an official letter to do any videography there, same as camping. So yeah, I think it's about liability and stuff, and it's also on private land. So yeah, I wasn't able to access the place. But here there's some pictures I got online and videos from the place. Yeah, but yeah, I'm still in the tea plantation, so I'll be headed that way to get to Nandi Hills, and then find a campsite on the other side. So let's go. Just to be clear, the Gabunat caves are free to visit because they hold a historical and cultural significance to the community, and yeah, it's accessible to anyone. However, it's not an active tourist attraction, and that is why I could not get immediate access to film over there. Here is a video that I think KTN did a while back, so you can use that for reference. I exited into a road that leads to Nandi Hills town, and wow, you can't help but appreciate the beauty of this place. It's just something else. And as I head towards Nandi Hills town, I'll say, Ultra Unique Motors has got you covered on your next adult money purchase. Go get that dream car. But for now, I'll say, that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you around.